Welcome to this .NET Word Library tutorial. In this video, I'll show you how to work with LaTeX equations in a Word document using the Syncfusion Word Library. LaTeX is a powerful typesetting system, widely used for writing mathematical equations, scientific documents, and academic papers. Let's see how to write the square root of a number. You can use this code, and the rendered output will look like this. These are the types of LaTeX equations supported by the Syncfusion Word Library. For more details, refer to the user guide link in the card above. Now, I open an existing ASP.NET Core application, where the Syncfusion doc.io package is already installed. To learn how to get started with the Syncfusion Word Library, check out the video link in the card above, or the description below. First, I'll show you how to create an equation using LaTeX in a Word document by clicking the Create Equation button. I open the index.cs.html file and remove the existing code. I add a Create Equation button. To define the corresponding action method, I navigate to the Home Controller class and import necessary namespaces. Next, I define the Create Equation action method with ActionResultReturn type. Inside this method, I create a Word document instance. I add a section and paragraph using the ensureMinimal method. To add a title to the document, I use the Add Paragraph method and append the title text using append text. I set the title character format to bold and increase the font size to 18. I also set the paragraph alignment to center and set the after spacing to 12. Then, I add a paragraph to include the area of circle equation. I set the paragraph format using before spacing and append the text with the append text method. I apply bold formatting to the text and add the area of a circle equation using the append math method. I follow the same structure to add the quadratic formula. Update the text to quadratic formula and insert the appropriate equation. I repeat the process to add the Fourier series equation. To handle file download, I define the helper method, createFileResult. Within this method, I create a memory stream, save the document to it, reset the stream position, and return the file for download. Then, I invoke the createFileResult helper method, passing the modified document and its file name for download. I save and run the application. When I click the button, the Word document is downloaded. And as you can see, the area of a circle, the quadratic formula, and the Fourier series have all been added to the document. Next, let me show you how to add a LaTeX equation here. I add a button to add the equation and define an action method with the return type ActionResult. Within this method, I create a file stream instance to retrieve the existing Word document with appropriate file access options. I then create a Word document instance by passing the file stream and specifying the format type. I search for the paragraph containing the text derivative equation using the find method and check if the search result is not null. If the search result is valid, I get the paragraph where the text is found and check if the paragraph is not null. I create a new paragraph for the equation and create a math object within it. I set the LaTeX string for the equation using the math paragraph LaTeX property. I add the math object to the new paragraph. I retrieve the index of the target paragraph using the indexOf method, and then insert the new paragraph immediately after the target paragraph using the insert method. Then, I invoke the createFileResult helper method, passing the document and file name. When I click the button, the Word document is downloaded. Looking here, the equation is added as specified. Next, I will show you how to edit an existing LaTeX equation. In this document, I'm going to replace the letter x with k in the equation. First, I add a button to edit the equation and define an action method with the return type action result. Inside this method, I create a file stream instance to retrieve the existing Word document with appropriate file access options. Next, I create a Word document instance by passing the file stream and specifying the format type. I use the findItemByProperty method to identify the first mathematical equation in the document. I check whether the equation is not null. I retrieve the current LaTeX string from the equation and use the replace method to change all occurrences of the character x to k. Then, I invoke the createFileResultHelper method, passing the modified document and its file name for download. When I click the button, the Word document is downloaded. As you can see, the equation updated as specified. That's a wrap. In this video, I showed you how to work with LaTeX equations in a Word document using the Syncfusion Word library. You can download a working example from the GitHub link in the description below. I have also shared a link where you can learn about obtaining a free license key to use our document SDK through our community license. If you find this video useful, please like and subscribe to our channel. Thank you for watching.